True edge transfer is one of our very most popular decoration techniques. It's a really incredible way to brand. You can get some fabulous detail. You can see by the size of my hand how small that text is. That would be really, really hard to do via embroidery. Your letters would close up. You've got some pretty significant issues with small detail and embroidery. So any logos that have maybe small text or fine details that are typically difficult to embroider, we recommend you try doing them with True Edge Transfer. A couple of things that people often show concern with True Edge Transfer. One, they're afraid that the logo is going to fall off, or two, they're afraid that it maybe doesn't look as high end as embroidery. So starting with that second point, if you go to your own closet and look for anything made by Lululemon, Nike, Reebok, anything that you have bought in retail that's dry wicking, I almost guarantee that the branding, so for instance, that little Lululemon logo is done via True Edge Transfer. So it's the same process that you're seeing in retail on these lightweight dry wicking garments. And the reason that your retail lines are moving away from embroidering their own logo is because it just works best on those lightweight technical fabrics. So in the case of Lululemon, for example, not only does it not devalue the brand to use a transfer, but this little logo makes this pair of leggings cost a little over $100. So you're actually adding value to the brand by showing the brand. And in this case, they choose to brand using teeny tiny transfer. The other thing we often hear concerns about is peeling or cracking of a logo. And I can tell you from personal experience, and I am no domestic goddess, that you can wash and dry these on hot with no problems with transferring. I've had garments for years and years, like 7 or 8 now, that I've had no problems with. And oftentimes I will not only wash and dry on hot, but I'll re-dry it 3 times until I can finally find the time to fold it. So the great thing about these transferred garments, and the great thing about the way PCNA packages them, is that not only is everything you buy from PCNA polybagged, but within the polybag, if you do have a transfer or an HXD, which we'll get to later, we'll also include a care card, which will tell you exactly how to care for your garments. And it's bright red, so the recipients can't miss it. True Edge Transfer is not going to impact the technical fabrics. So for instance, if you have a raincoat, True Edge Transfer is going to allow you to brand without causing waterproofing issues. It also is going to work well on these lightweight dry wicking garments. As I look at something like this piece, for instance, which is really lightweight and dry wicking, it might be hard to avoid puckering, especially with the larger logo on something of this type of fabric. So True Edge Transfer allows you to do that nicely, crisply, cleanly, and there's no backing to worry about with True Edge Transfer, which is also a huge advantage. Lastly, True Edge Transfer allows you to PMS color match up to 5 colors at no additional charge. You can do as many colors as you want. Anything over 5 colors will automatically be done as a CMYK transfer. The problem with CMYK transfers is that it does potentially have a little pixelization. So you're gonna want to run a spec sample if your logo either has a gradient or has 6 colors or more, just to make sure that your client is happy with the imprint quality. Otherwise, our True Edge Transfer, like I said, is crisp, clean. You can PMS color match, and it allows for, again, really small, fine detail that you can't get with traditional embroidery. Here's a great example of a great use of True Edge Transfer. In this case, we have a reflective trim running down the garment itself. This is a waterproof piece, so we chose to transfer it so that we don't impact the waterproofing on the garment. But also using the lines and colors on the actual garment help you create a more intentional looking approach. And it almost looks like the garment and the branding have been designed together. So in this case, we did a metallic silver transfer and we lined it up along the arm to basically have a continuous line running through the garment. So this gives you that kind of retail look and feel, and it also really works well with not only the fabric. So I'm editing these videos right now out in my backyard, and hopefully this looks charming instead of janky, but I have completely changed, and so hence the change of scenery and the change of clothing. So again, the advantages to True Edge Transfer are PMS color matching. You can PMS color match up to 5 colors for no additional charge. They are clean, crisp details, so we can get as small as 8-point freestanding text or font for no additional charge. And it's a long-lasting, really unique branding technique. One of the differences between our TrueEdge transfer and some of the other transfers that are available in the marketplace is that we actually have no border, no backfill. So you get crisp, clean, freestanding text, font, graphics, etc. So just like what you're seeing from retail, that's what you can expect from our transfer.